Good afternoon, everybody. This is Tucker Miller here again, and like I said, for my next movie review, I'm gonna be reviewing on Puss in Boots. Came out in 2011. So, the plot of this movie is we got Puss in Boots, of course, voiced by Antonio Banderas, and he is a wanted outlaw, and then he went to this, bar, and people told him about these, magic beans. Beans from Jack and Jill, and who was the film's main villains. So, yeah. Then, Puss in Boots met this other cat named Kitty Softpaws, and he also reunited with Humpty Dumpty, and, yeah. And they have to do everything again. They have to do anything they can to get those magic beans, steal those magic beans from Jack and Jill, and yeah. So it's up to them to steal those magic beans, and that's basically what the plot is. Now, what do I have to say about Puss in Boots? I'm gonna say this. This is another movie I have nostalgic for. That's right, I have nostalgic for Puss in Boots. Like I said, I used to watch this and the Shrek, and all four of the Shrek movies, all the time as a kid. So, yeah. This is a spin-off to the Shrek movies. Yeah, Puss in Boots is the spin-off to the Shrek movies. So, yeah. So, yeah. I enjoyed this sequel a lot. I remember one time I went to this movie at Blockbuster once, which rest in peace, Blockbuster. Blockbuster was a great store, but there was only, we all know, there's only one remaining Blockbuster store, and that is in the state of Oregon. So, yeah. But all the other Blockbuster stores have shut down years ago. Because we got, nowadays we got, streaming service and Netflix. And streaming services like Netflix and etc. But, yeah, I really missed Blockbuster. I remember I went to this movie with my brother and my cousin once, and yeah. So yeah, I remember renting this movie a lot from Blockbuster. Well, not a lot, but I remember renting this movie once at Blockbuster. So yeah, and yeah, and then we got our own copy, which is this disc I'm holding in my hand right now. So, yep. So, yeah. Yeah, I remember renting this film from Blockbuster once, so, yeah. And another memory I can say is, I remember watching this movie at a water park where my cousin used to work at. The same cousin I saw those Pixar Toy Story 3 and Inside Out 2 with. And the other Pixar films that I mentioned that I saw in theaters. So, yeah. That was the same cousin. She used to work at a water park. And, yeah, and they were having a movie night at that water park by the wave pool. And they showed showed us this movie. So, yeah. We went to a water park. We went to the water park where my cousin used to work at, and then, yeah. And they showed this movie by the wave pool, in the wave pool. So, yeah. Pretty cool. I remember that night, so, yeah. Back in 2012. So, yeah. I really enjoyed Puss in Boots. It's a great movie. And the sequel, Puss in Boots: The Last Witch, that was a great sequel. I remember seeing that sequel in theaters. I did not saw this film in theaters. I didn't saw it in theaters though. So yeah, didn't saw it in theaters. Like I said, first I started seeing the DreamWorks film in theaters. It was back in 2013, which that would be The Cruise. So yeah, The Cruise is the very first DreamWorks film I saw in theaters. So yeah, I'm gonna review on that movie at some point. But right now I'm reviewing on Puss in Boots. So yeah, like I said, Puss in Boots is a great movie. So is the sequel, Puss in Boots: The Last Witch, which came out in 2022. Which I'll review that at some point too. So yeah. So yeah. Yeah, and what other thing I could say about this movie? Now let's talk about the characters, shall we? Puss in Boots. Puss in Boots is a great character. And I have to say, Antonio Banderas, of course, did once again a great job voicing him. Which, you know, Puss in Boots is a character from the Shrek movies. Puss in Boots was introduced in Shrek 2, and then he will be in the other sequels, like Shrek the Third and Shrek Forever After, and yeah, Puss in Boots is once again a great character. So yeah, and Kitty Salt, and again, Antonio Banderas did a great job voicing him as well. So yeah. Kitty Softpaws, she's a great character too. I liked Kitty Softpaws. She's a great character too. So yep. Humpty Dumpty, he's a pretty good character. And yeah. And Jack and Jill, they're great villains. So yeah. Yeah, Jack and Jill are great villains in this movie, so yeah. And yeah, and then, yeah, this is a really good movie, like I said. But probably not as good as the Shrek movies. So yeah. I really enjoy Puss in Boots. It's a great movie. So yeah. And are there any... Oh, there's some scenes I could talk about. Oh, the scene where the cats were like, ooh. That was funny. No, oh. God, that was hilarious. I used to watch this movie a lot with my brother and my cousin. So, yeah. We always would laugh at that scene. So, yeah. Are there any other scenes I could talk about? None that I know of. Not any other scene I could think of right now, but yeah. Yeah, you can't go wrong with this movie and its sequel. So, yeah. I really enjoyed Puss in Boots. If you love the Shrek movies, check this movie out. So, yeah. If you haven't seen it. But I'm sure a lot of you Shrek fans, like me, have seen it. So, yeah. Yeah, it's a really good movie. I used to watch it a ton as a kid. When I was like 7 years old. We first rented from Blockbuster. And yeah. And then we got our own copy. And we watched it like all the time, and then yeah. And watching it at the water park where my cousin used to work at. by the wave pool, and yeah, that was pretty cool. Awesome. Yeah, so yeah. I really enjoyed Puss in Boots. It's a great movie. So yeah. So that's all I can say about Puss in Boots. So I'm gonna give Puss in Boots a 10 out of 10. Honestly, there are no flaws with this film, according to myself. So yeah. So anyways, that is it for my movie review on Puss in Boots. And stay tuned for my next movie review, which will be on Madagascar 3, Europe's Most Wanted. But until then, see you in the next video. Bye.